Everybody stand.
No. You can stand.
All please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Cook?
Here.
Mr. D'Andriano?
Here.
Mr. Rogan?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here. Somebody like to make a motion on the reports?
Like make a motion to approve, accept the code compliance for April, code enforcement for April, dog control officer for April, ECI for April, EMS for April, Putnam Lake Fire Department, January 2021 to March 2021, and Patterson Recreation, April of 2021. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the supervisor's report?
Make a motion to accept and approve the supervisor's report for May 2021. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the minutes?
I'll make a motion. We approve the public hearing local law number 1 vehicle and traffic for April 14th, 2021, and the town board meeting minutes from March 24th and April 14th, 2021. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the audit of the bills?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve abstract number 8 dated April 30th, 2021, in the amount of $856,953.77. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have no budget transfers. Hallelujah. So Sean, you're
All righty. First item, we have a letter of resignation, a 2-week notice that we were received on May 3rd from Tammy Smith from our court. So we'd like to make a motion to accept this resignation from Tammy Smith. So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye. And of course, we'd like to thank Tammy Smith for her years of dedication to the town of Patterson and wish her well on whatever her future endeavors are. Next item we have is for the Alpine water treatment system. We have an automatic transfer switch, which is for the backup generator, which has caused us problems over the years. We've done some minor repairs to it. Our contractor, Peak Power Systems, is recommending at this time that we consider replacing that automatic transfer switch. We do have a quote in the amount of $3,000 to effectuate that swap out of that equipment. So I'll make a motion. We approve the $3,000 expenditure for the Alpine Village water treatment facility. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then the next item also for the Alpine Water District is the communication system, which basically goes between the water treatment facilities and the well pump, which is down in a concrete pit. The system that's in place needs to be changed. We've received a number of quotes with different scenarios, and we have a recommendation from Dennis Mays and our town supervisor that we should consider going with a system that would be comprised of radios, which are 900 megahertz radios with the appropriate antennas and cabling, the surge protection, the labor and cost for installation. And also this would require a mast to be installed for the antenna system. So this, because the work required for the mast installation is not a finite, we're looking at a range for that part of the installation. So the range would be somewhere between $6,900 and $8,900. So I'd like to make a motion. We approve JEM Engineering for their quote for the installation of the radios and the mast with the surge protection for an amount not to exceed $8,900. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So every year we have to report to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation on our progress towards implementing our stormwater program. It's called our MS4 annual report. Part of the requirements is that we provide the public the opportunity to comment on it. In the past, we've done this by having a public hearing. For the past 3 years, we have simply posted it on our website. I would like to make a motion that we again post it on our website for a period of 2 weeks to solicit public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next up is a topic that we've discussed before. We've never really come to any resolution, and that has to do with one of our employees who is going to be taking an extended leave of absence. And how are we going to replace her during that period of absence? I again had a lengthy conversation with our controller this year, who was not exactly supportive of my concept about hiring a full-time individual for town hall, that, you know, once that leave of absence was over, we would put her to use in other areas, filling other vacation requests, continuing on with the scanning program, etc. But really has no viable option. But really, it comes down to this: we're going to have to find an individual to replace, you know, to fill the time off that has been requested, and whether that's going to be a full-time or a part-time individual. You know, I've been making the case that the work is there for a full-time individual, and that we should be bringing somebody on in July. But certainly we could limp along, you know, and just hire a part-time individual for the time that she's off. And at least we'll have a person sitting in the chair and answering the phone. I also want to point out that we have been really had quite a few title reports that have had to be done. Revenues are up in the department as a result of the title searches that we've been doing. We've found a number of different violations, unfortunately, where, you know, there's been an increased number of building permits. So revenues are way up in our building department. And that is also being reflected now in our mortgage tax that is coming in, which is also increased significantly. And, you know, I just want to comment that both the assessors department and the building department over the past few months, with the positive impact in our housing market within the town of Patterson, has just done an outstanding job in moving these through and not delaying any of them. But there is a clear need within the building department now for, you know, some additional manpower in there to help offset the amount of work they're doing.
Did the comptroller have another recommendation since she wasn't in
She gave me a couple of
Favorable.
ideas to pursue. None of them have panned out. Bringing back, it included bringing back some part-time individuals to see if they might be interested in coming back, and they were not.
I mean, I know we're coming up to the summer months and, you know, we have school ending and maybe we'd be able to get a temp in. How long is the leave of absence?
Well, it's definitely going to be for 3 months, but then there's other time off that's going to be requested. I don't know. It's not going to be for a longer period.
Mhm.
What if we hired part-time and then focused on this when we have our budget discussions for next year relative to a full-time person?
Well, the problem we have is that we're going to need somebody in the building department, whether we're going to bring them in early and train them so that they can just step into it. And when they're done, we will, you know, reallocate that resource elsewhere. But real need is immediate, and
Rich, do you envision that
hired-
this person, if we brought them in full-time, that they would be cross-trained in enough departments that they could cover, you know, if Eileen needed somebody to cover the phones, or if a department needed clerical support?
that would be the intent.
That's the
Yeah.
intent, is to have somebody that would have the proper cross-training to be able to go over into different departments. You know, I think,
So you're looking at you're suggesting full-time.
well, I'm simply trying to clarify what the intent of the position was. If it was a full-time position, that person would have maybe a home base, but the ability to, you know,
Well,
to cross over and help out all of town hall.
The last full-time appointment that we made was for that purpose. Right?
That last
Um,
full-time appointment that we made, we were looking at, my recommendation at the time was 2 individuals. We
Mhm.
hired one of them. That individual was specific to fill in both the zoning and the assessors. And we
Mhm.
never pursued going after that second individual at the time.
Mm.
Well, I think the new person, if you want to go along with a full-time new person, would have to be available to other departments because this housing sale spike, it's not going to last forever. So, you know,
Well, and once Mary comes, once the individual comes back, um,
Yeah.
you know, she would step back into her old role.
If we were to hire someone full-time, I'd like to see someone maybe that's creative enough to do a lot of these little projects we've been talking about. Someone who's proficient in some different computer programs and just someone who's, good with websites or, newsletters, all these little projects that we've been talking about for years, but really have nobody to really take it upon, or just for pricing, we talk about different purchases and projects we want to do, and no one really has the time to do pricing, pricing and stuff on
Yeah.
it. I'm sure we'd find plenty of work for them to do.
There's an endless supply of work around here. Absolutely.
Go along.
So should we start looking for individuals for full-time or part-time?
Sure. What would the title, what are you looking at for a title?
I don't know, but we'd probably
Office
be pulling it off of either a civil service secretary or clerk's list.
Clerk. Office assistant.
All right.
Yeah, I would want to make sure that we're filling all of our needs, like Pete, is pointing out that we do have a lot of, so I'd like to make sure that we pick the right job specification that we can fill, everything, and that, it's a good idea. I'd like to clean up some of the, all of these open jobs that we have that, we ourselves even don't have time to take care of.
We've had employees in the past that said they have good office skills, and then they come here and then they request to go to like a basic,
Mm.
Word, Excel class, because they're not proficient in
Yeah.
it. So it'd be nice if they had those skills
Yeah.
coming into it.
And now that you're bringing that up, would that person, would we be able to use them with the EMS as far as any type of paperwork or anything that has to be done? Because we also talked about an assistant. So is there, and, I guess you guys would answer this best.
I want to talk to Bob about it.
Would
but
he
I-
be able to
There
give?
may be some opportunity there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And, because then if we're going down the line and looking for another person there, are we able to do that with that person? Would that help him?
I wouldn't see them as an assistant administrator,
No,
but I
just-
would see them being able to help him, help the administrator with
Like s-
requisitions and
Scheduling or no?
Maybe.
Standard secretarial. work.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that takes a lot of time out of his
Yeah,
time, his day and his hours, that could be done by anybody
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Someone
I
who's-
mean, if we were looking to do a part-time in here and a part-time there, I would agree with, put them, lump them together, and then we have that multiple use.
Yeah.
And then we would probably have a better pool of candidates to select from.
Well, one of the other things we've always talked about that, is negligent in is community outreach. And maybe doing a newsletter,
Mhm.
things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of places have like a social media person, do press releases, just communicate better with the community.
The rec
Sure.
center.
I mean, right now, people
Mhm.
relying on you and you're doing a fabulous job at it. It would be nice maybe if the town had its own Facebook. page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More fit an official Facebook page, and also there's other media, social media outlets too. I don't do Twitter
I
and
don't do Twitter, I have no idea.
stuff like that. There's people who can do all across the boards,
Mhm.
all the
Yep.
different social medias, and just a better communication with the residents, I think would be good.
Yes. I agree.
So it's just a matter of finding that right person that fits all those check boxes. You know.
Well, all right, so I would appreciate if the board members, if you have anything in particular, like, doing some public outreach or, some specific task you would like to see done, you could just shoot me an email. And I'll kind of compile them all. In the meantime, we'll call for some lists and canvass some people.
Mhm.
All right, next on my agenda is Memorial Day. Listen, I reached out to a number of individuals who actually were very enthusiastic about doing Memorial Day. So tentatively, right now, we have, we're reinstating Memorial Day, the celebration. We are going to be meeting down at the monument at the end of Maple Avenue at 1 o'clock. We will be joined down there, I hope, by the American Legion. The Patterson Fire Department, I've reached out to the Boy Scouts. They're working on trying to get somebody down there. I've reached out to the Duffel Bag. They're going to have some military vehicles down there. Unfortunately, the trumpeter is not available. He is currently over in Kuwait. God bless him. And I'm going to be reaching out to the Little League now that I've got a contact for the Little League. So it is on 1 o'clock at the monument.
This monument or Putnam Lake?
This monument, the one at the end of Maple Avenue. I have not heard anything from Putnam Lake, though I understand they are going to be doing something as well. And that is it. Mary.
Okay. So we have a recommendation to sell surplus equipment from the highway department. We put, the town highway department has placed for sale at auction by Auctions International, several vehicles. One vehicle, 2 mowers, some skid steer tires, Gradle tire, a spare tire on a rim, and a 2000 Max Sweepback truck. So Mr. Ruskoff has recommended that the board make a counter offer on the Lot 1 vehicle. They only offered us $7,600 for the 2001 International dump truck, and we're going to counter offer at $15,000. And if not accepted, we'll reject the bid and relist Lot 1. So I'd like to make a motion to enter this resolution for sale of the highway department auction items, accepting the six other offers and a rejection, counter offer $15,000 and a rejection if not honored. And I'd like to enter this as written into the record. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second item on my agenda is the Town of Patterson Recreation Center is offering two new online programs from CodeWiz. The first one is Make Your Own Roblox Games. This is there's 2 programs. One's for age 10 plus and the other one's for ages 7 through 9. I don't know if, I'm sure many people out there know what these Roblox games are. My grandchildren play them and they build things. They're great and I can't wait to go home and tell them about it. There's $145 per participant for 4 sessions, and you can split 75-25 for a 75-25 split for $108.75 or $36.25. The registration is done on the website, and they have a 3 kids minimum and a 4 maximum. So hopefully we can get enough to sign up. The prices for both programs, Minecraft World Builder and Make Your Own Roblox Games, are the same. So I'd like to make a motion to accept these 2 new awesome programs to the rec center. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Town of Patterson Recreation Center is in need for some gutters. They need to be installed along the back of the building, and there's been some ponding of water near the fountain. Past years, on a couple occasions, the recreation room did take on a little bit of water. So Mr. Mays feels as though adding the gutters, this will help eliminate any ponding near the building and keep the foundation dry. He has reached out, got 2 price quotes, and he's making a recommendation that we take the lowest bidder from Pitch Perfect Seamless Gutters at the cost of $1,822. So I'll make a motion that we approve the gutters at the cost of $1,822. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And, oh, that's all I have.
Peter?
All right, first item I have, the EMS Administrator. So speaking of Bobby Kearns, we were speaking of before. As we know, we hired him a couple months ago to be the Assistant EMS Administrator. Since we hired him, our administrator has gone out injured. She's out injured. We're not really sure how long, but in her absence, Bob Kearns has really stepped up and taken over. We hired him part-time. He's working part-time, and it's really a full-time job and then some. That's why we hired him, to help Denise out, help our administrator out, full-time administrator. So I think we should make him, I'd like to make him a full-time and at the salary of the current administrator's salary. So I have a resolution here. So I'd like to, the resolution pretty much states promoting Bobby Kearns to EMS Administrator, an interim EMS Administrator on a full-time basis at a salary of $73,318, effective immediately. So I'd like to ask to approve this resolution as read and enter into the record as read. So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next, I have a couple of memos here on lifeguards, a couple of issues on lifeguards. So the first memo I have here from Chris Aquina, who is our rec staff down there doing a fantastic job helping out Matt. The first memo here is requesting to hire a new lifeguard, Abigail Weisnecker. Abigail currently holds her lifeguard, waterfront, and CPR certifications, and she has some experience already with Camp Hurlick. So I'd like to make a motion to hire Abigail Weisnecker as a new lifeguard at the rate of $10.25 an hour. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next memo actually has, so the next memo here is to rehire 2 supervising guards to help supervise the beaches during the summer at Putnam Lake and Patterson beaches. So I'd like to make a motion to rehire Beth Howell and Sue Bomi Holy as supervising guards for the summer at the rate of $18.26 an hour. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Another memo here, lifeguards. This is actually a 2-parter. So the first part, again, from Chris Aquina, requesting the board to approve offering American Red Cross lifeguard training courses this year at the same rates as last year. So lifeguard certification will be $400, waterfront certification $100, lifeguard recertification $200, and CPR and AED training at $75. So I'd like to make a motion to approve those prices for the American Red Cross lifeguard training. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we need someone to teach these programs. So Beth Howell, who has taught lifeguard training and CPR training in the past for our lifeguards. I'd like to make a motion to hire her again, hire Beth Howell at the rate of $3,000 for 2 sessions. I think they already worked out the sessions already. So I'd like to make the motion to approve the hire Beth Howell to teach the American Heart Association classes. So American Red Cross. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Just a side note, the lifeguard training is available and is open to the public. So it's not just our own lifeguards. So if anyone's interested in taking the lifeguard course or the lifeguard certification course or the waterfront certification courses, I believe the information's on Patterson Recreation website, or give them a call.
Is there a minimum age?
I don't know. Do you know
I
that?
believe it's 16.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I know how you know.
And there's no maximum age too, so we,
No, I was 17, actually.
so it's not just for teenagers too, you know, some other people, older people,
Mhm.
maybe retirees are looking for summer jobs to do something. Or anybody to make some extra money.
Well, or even if you have a
Neighborhood.
pool, you know, right?
Charles? Quickly.
Next, we have a request from the senior at Putnam Lake for a senior trip to go to Resorts World Catskills in New York, June 16th, with an impact net cost to the budget of $392. So, excuse me, I'll make a motion. The town board approve the senior trip request with the budget impact of $392. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have a request from our building operations and maintenance man with regard to town hall heaters. They're in dire need of replacement, and the cost to replace them, all three heaters, would be $2,690. And that's the recommendation from our Dennis. So I will make a motion that the town board approve the replacing of three heaters at the cost of $2,690 at town hall. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Board member have any other business at this time? All right, I do have a couple pieces of business that came in late. As you all know, we are desperately working to get the beaches open for Memorial Day, which is only now a few weeks away. And I received some correspondence from the Putnam Lake Park Advisory Board. The first one I'm going to bring up has to do with the floats over at Jackson Beach, which need to be realigned. And there's some other work to do with the docks, including building a ramp to the one at the boathouse. They've gotten a couple of quotes from individuals. The low quote they received was from Consolado Construction, being as we need to get those docks straightened out before we can get our beaches inspected and open. I'd like to bring this forward and approve, I'd like to make a motion, we approve Consolado Construction Corporation in the amount of $2,600 for the work described in their bid involving the repair of the docks and floats over at the Putnam Lake Park District. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second issue is, I've been out there taking a look at the beaches and we desperately have to get some sand down. Typically, we've already got the sand in by now, but we don't. I think Charlie's been out there. He's looked at the beaches. He'll really need to get some sand down. But at this point, I know the Park District is, reaching out to some contractors to get a quote on the sand. The problem is we need the sand in before we're going to meet at the next board meeting. So what I'd like the board to consider is approving an amount not to exceed $3,600 for sand for the two beaches. That was a motion.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We can only hope. Okay, with that, then I will open it up to public recognition. If any member of the public wishes to be recognized, you'd like to either approach the mic or unmute yourself on Zoom and ask your question after you've identified yourself. Is anybody who wishes to ask a question? Okay, all right, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Don, if you could stay behind for a few minutes.